Hey guys, it's me again. Of course, I need all my warriors to come on out and get ready to help support the terminally diagnosed and those with some very serious prognoses of 6 months to live or less. We have some great desire to help those persons to know how to cope when there seems to be no hope. So we've already been through the two models. We have a life model and we have an empathy model. The life model is designed for the person who's been diagnosed. The empathy model is designed for the families and the support team of the person who's been diagnosed. Okay. If you guys have seen any of our videos at all, please like those. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you don't mind, when you subscribe, just kind of typing down, I have subscribed, in the comment section. I would really appreciate that, and then I'll be able to reach out and say hi to you personally. Okay. Today is going to be a really kind of a tough subject for us to address, and we've gone through the empathy model. Of course, with both of our models, the empathy model starts off with empathetic thinking. Okay. So the ability to put myself in that person's shoes is real vital. It's a key to life in general, in my personal opinion, because it really helps when people need to feel like they're being understood. Then it really helps them to feel like you really care. So empathetic thinking is big. So put yourself in that other person's shoes for a moment if you can, to try to help them to know that they have somebody on their team. Today we're addressing the P in our empathy model, okay? And let me say this to you guys right now. This is a really tough acronym for us to cover today, okay? The P in our empathy model is for preparation, okay? This is vital. Okay, it's really key, because as a person is dealing with this prognosis, there has to be at least one or two people who can speak to them in a way that allows them to be able to have some real serious dialogue, allow them to know that life is going to occur, whether death is involved with it now or whether death is involved with it later. It's one of those things that we have to acknowledge, okay? Generally, when we're talking about the P in the empathy model, it's for preparation. And what I recommend is that the person who is most responsible, say like the executor of the estate or something like that, that person would probably be the person who's most trusted by the person who's been diagnosed. And that person would also be the one who'd be more able, in most cases, to have conversations such as the one that we're about to have now, okay? The P in empathy is for preparation, like I said before. And what do you mean by preparation, Darryl? What I mean is there needs to have some discussion about this person's insurance. What kind of insurance do you have? How much does it cover? What exactly does it cover? Does it cover this this illness that you have? Does it cover the burial expenses? Does it cover paying for the mortgage after you're gone? What exactly does your insurance cover? So we need to have some real conversation about number one, the insurance. Okay. Do we even have insurance? And if not, then how are we expecting to pay for the services that's coming up? How are we expecting to have our children to move on, after our demise? These are very, hard questions that we have to ask, but they have to be discussed. And I'll tell you why in just a few minutes, okay? The next thing that we need to discuss is maybe your burial information. Where do you want to be buried, in the case of your demise? Do you want to stay here? Do you want to go back and be buried with your mom? Or would you like to be buried beside your spouse? Or, those kind of questions need to be asked so that we can have some real dialogue. And once again, I'm going to tell you why, in just a few minutes, okay? The next thing that we might want to discuss would be your will, okay? How is your will structured? Do you have it set up to where it is like you want it now? Do we need to update it? Do we even need to make a will? Those are questions that have to be asked of this person who's going through this horrible prognosis, okay? I want to see if your spiritual life is right. I would like to see if this is a time that we could talk about, your desires and your willingness to get closer to a God that really loves and cares about you. Okay. Of course, you know that even though I'm Reverend Darryl, that does not mean that I'm here trying to convert everybody into anything. Okay. Of course, I would love to have everybody join me in heaven, but that might not be your desire. But I will say this to you. Most of the time when people are going through this process, the knowledge of God and the desire to know him more becomes more and more prevalent. So this is the time that you really want to say, hey, is your life where you want it to be? Is there anything I can do to assist you? And then maybe even bring in somebody to guide them. If you're not a spiritual person, then you might want to go get their pastor and have them come in and talk with them. You might want to go get their Buddhist their Buddhist minister to come and talk. Whatever it is that they want as far as their spiritual life is concerned, we want to be able to address that now. Okay. Let me tell you why all these things are so important, okay? And this, might sound really crude. It might sound like it's rough, but it's something that's very important. And let me tell you the reason why, okay? Preparation is the key because it gives you two options when something happens, okay? The first option that gives you is if you have all of your ducks lined up, and everything is set the way that you want it to be. You know that your finances are good. You know that my children are going to be taken care of. You know that the mortgage is going to be paid. You know that everything that you've worked your entire life for is now set. It allows for you to have a peaceful transition in the case that your demise happens. Okay? That's the number one thing. There's nothing worse than having turmoil in your spirit while you're already having turmoil in your body. Okay? So being able to eliminate any type of unnecessary worries allows for this transition to happen. And I will share with you, most people, when they get to the end of their life and they know that it's the end of their life, and don't let anybody tell you that that they don't know when it's their time to go. Okay, they might not know the exact day nor the hour, which is what the Bible says, but I can tell in my body when something is going on. I can tell when things are shutting down, and I can tell in my own spirit that I need to get my affairs in order. Okay. So having these affairs in order allows me to have a peaceful transition from this place to the next place. I'm actually happy to go see my mama. There's that old song, I'm going to walk around heaven all day. When I get to heaven, I'm going to see my mama. I'm going to sing and shout. Ain't nobody going to be able to put me out. That's a great feeling to have, okay? So that's one of the great benefits of being prepared. But let me tell you the other benefit of preparation. And this one is vital also. It's what I call the reverse psychology effect, okay? Most of the time when people are starting to get their affairs in order, and you're talking about wills, and you're talking about insurance, and you're talking about my spiritual life, a lot of times people say, you know what, I'm not going out like this. And it increases their will and their desire to fight when they know that people are loving on them, people are depending on them, and they can make some changes. Remember, you've heard me say on many occasions there is a direct correlation between your mental health and your spiritual health to your actual physical health, okay? Remember this. There have been many, many, many times, and let me say this again, many, many, many times that the doctor has given 3 to 6 months to live, and then this person has gone on to live 5 or 6 more years, okay? The doctor don't have the last say so, and once I've come to the realization that I can do some things on my own, this is when some real changes occur. So preparation does 2 things. It allows us to have peaceful transition, and it also motivates us to do those things that we should be doing from the beginning, because I'm not just going to go out. I'm not going to lay down and die. I'm going to fight my way out of this thing, and I hope that you guys are taking this opportunity to really care about the person who you love that's going through this at this point, and giving them every opportunity to know that you are right there with them. And no matter what it looks like from or what I call the judgment-free zone, that you're going to fight there with them, okay? Once again, if you like this content, please like, please subscribe, and please hit the notification bell, because we're releasing videos almost daily to make sure that we are able to address all the concerns that's in the terminal community. Okay? I am going to continue to pray that God richly blesses you and yours. I'm also going to ask for you to learn to love. God bless you. Hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.